Okay, so those are the Capricorn, Aquarius places. They're the winter signs, the social, the responsible, the belonging, who are trying to get a little bit more freedom, a little bit more independence. And Pisces are the ones that are more explorative. We'll try this. Oh, I could try this. I could try that. And they get more complicated relationships because they can extend them more and complicate them more. And it's all in the process of this is better than where I've been. This is getting out of the difficult, trying to get more free. And I can see how I can use this to be a bit more free or independent. Or other people notice my independence, not just the rules. But when you get to March 20th and you start the Aries, so like even for yourself, you should be able to just go through it and talk about each one and just make the associations and find things to say. You don't have to memorize this. You just have to get familiar with it and realize that it's happening like this. And then you look to see the person will show you how they are. The person's going to show you how this works. You'll see it. So Aries, the first beginning of spring, daylight is greater than nighttime for the first time in the year. In 6 months, the daylight is increasing. So Aries are independent. They want to do their own things. They got no patience to put up with the rules and regulations. They want to go on impulse. They want to drive. It's springtime. There's daylight out. Who wants to sit at home? Who wants to let me out of here? I don't care if it's mushy or raining out. I'm just going to go do something. I mean, many people, if you're staying in a cottage or staying in a place in the farm all winter, you're locked in together. By the time springtime comes, you get out, even if it's the worst weather, you're still going to get out because you kill somebody to stay at home. You've been together too long with each other. They're getting under your skin. So the Aries have this impulse and the courage to go try things. So if someone's been locked in all winter with the snow and being cautious, they'll be the first ones. It's time. I got to go out. I got to go do something. I got to get rid of it. But you feel the light increasing at this time. And there's an enthusiasm, a happiness, and a kind of innocence with this light. And Aries, in their impulsiveness as kids, they have this impulsiveness, mischievous impulsiveness to try things, but they have a curiosity and an innocence. Let's try this. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's go for it. Let's make it happen. They want the experience of doing it. They don't want to just talk about something. They don't want to read about it anymore. They want to make it happen. So this process of having courage, having initiative, having to make things go further, trying to take the lead. They're great at taking the lead. They're just not good at following through and finishing things, because then there's responsibilities and rules and they get burdened down and they want to leave it. They want to start something else. But this is the nature of the impulsive springtime Aries. Fools rush in. But that's basically mating season, so that hormonal, animals are rushing out. It's mating season. It's go for it. Make it happen. That's the Aries. Okay. We get to the Taurus, and the Taurus is one step further. So Tauruses are a little bit more daylight. The daylight's increasing more than in Aries. So Aries are independent, but they're still somewhat insecure because they're just a little bit more independent than responsible. The daylight has just got stronger than the night. So the Aries itself is independent, but it's still a little insecure in its independence. So like it's sensitive to other people, but it's always bouncing off them to try something. But at the time you get to Taurus, there's more daylight. The daylight's longer. The flowers are blossoming. The rains and the flowers of spring are coming in, and everything is becoming a little bit more alive. So Tauruses have all the energy of an independence of Aries and then some. So an Aries will take an impulse just to try it. A Taurus will take an impulse if they're going to get something from it, or something if they're going to receive some appreciation or some reward from it. Why bother? Why take anything? Why do anything? No, I'm going to choose which things I want. I'm independent enough to choose. I like this. I like this. I like to do this. This will bring better rewards. They see what they can get out of what they're doing, so they're much more selective around what they want to do. They're very independent about getting it, but they're very selective about what they want to do. And that selectiveness isn't so much the quality that's in Aries. That's more impulsive. But Taurus is a little more practical, and they know when they want something, how to get it, and how to go for it. And they're not as forceful. But why be forceful when you can charm your way there and get it? Like you don't have to just drive that hard. But when they do want something, when Taurus really wants something, they drive like a bull, really strongly to go get it. So, but it's still, they know what they like. If you're in a Taurus's house, you can't just put up a painting. You have to see if they like it first. Like if they don't like it, it's difficult to buy Taurus clothes, because better to give them the money to get it because they have such strong tastes of what they like. So this is part of the symbols of building up the independent way, but they know what they like. They know what they don't like. It doesn't matter where everyone else is. What are the excuse me? Where all the other responsibilities are? It's more just, hey, This is my way. This is what I want. I got to get it. Are you with me or not? So relationships to these signs almost has to be an add-on. You have to catch up to them, give something to them. They're not going to be following that much. They're proud that they're knowing what I know what I want. I know what I have. I know what I can get. I know it's mine. Their independence is tied up to this, and they know they can choose things better than other people. So it's kind of blatant, but like the flowers of spring, everybody notices them. They're blatant, but when it's wintertime and everybody's just trying to get by, a flower looks so nice. At the same time, the compromises to make flowers or make things happen, it's self-centered. So some people are intimidated when one person gets all the attention more than the other. So, okay. So you have the energetic impulse of Aries in the springtime, the daylight increasing, daylight greater. It's even more daylight, it's even increasing more, and the daylight's greater. And Taurus still want to have it more their own way. Until you get to Gemini, where Gemini isn't choosing what they want. They're just following ideas. They're smart. They'll try anything. The daylight has increases up to the maximum. See, the most independent signs in the zodiac, Gemini, they follow their own ideas. They're going to do their own thing. They're going to try as many different ways to do things as they possibly can. But there's an inherent thing. As Gemini, as long as they're free to do something, they'll do it. They'll wing it, whatever. But as soon as they have to, they won't bother. There's like breaks against having to do things. So the Gemini is really, in a way, the mischief maker, but it's smart. It's the one sign that can laugh in the face of people. There's big responsibilities, heavy commitments. Gemini can laugh in the face of it. Who needs that? I'm just doing my own thing. Whatever. I can think my own way. They have an independence and a humor. That humor is that happiness is their gift to people. But when it gets twisted, or if it gets negative, it gets a very dark thinking, a very self-centered thinking that isn't concerned with other people. But normally they pick up things fast. They have quick wit, comments, and they're expressing stuff. You almost can't shut them up. But that's the extreme of the daylight. It gets up so far that at a point that it seems they're running around talking about everything, doing everything, and there's nothing settled. There's nothing settled in their life. So how to get settled? Gemini doesn't want. They just want to scramble more, find which way would work better to get from here to there. But the Cancer is the beginning of summer, and that's, no, we can't run around like that. We got to have some security. It's still just as independent as Gemini, but it has the criteria that nighttime is increasing. No, I want to have a home. I want to have security. I don't want to be hungry. There's certain responsibilities that want to be there, that are going to be there. So Cancers has a sensitive psychic nature. They have the independence of Gemini, but they have this increasing darkness, so they're sensitive to responsibilities. Who gets committed with what? Who has to do what? I mean, what's secure, what's not? Whenever anybody's irresponsible or dishonest or insecure, Cancer is going to pull away from them and get very insecure. Unless if a Cancer gets really negative, they get really selfish in their own independent things, and they get cloistered, like Gollum, my stuff, my precious, and they're not sharing. They're hiding away with their own stuff, thinking it's secure, and eventually taxes, other things, other people come in and force Cancers to come out of their shell a little bit. The Cancers are shy, but when they learn to project, once they feel secure, they move strongly towards getting the security. They have the instinct to get the home, to feel secure, where they're going to be. They don't want to be running around like the Gemini. This new quality comes, I got to have a place. This is my place. It feels good. Don't you like being in my place? And they build up their individuality because they have some security. So this is the Cancer, the nighttime increasing in the summer, even though the daylight's still strong. It's still strong, and you can't tell a Cancer what to eat or what not to eat or how to live. They got their own home. You'll probably have to visit theirs before they would come to yours. When it gets to Leo, it's like Cancer's the home, Leo's like the kids. But Leo is the creative performance. It's the middle of summer. Wow, it's nice to be secure, but let's play. When you have security, let's play at something. Let's do something. And I want other people to notice what I'm doing. I'm doing this. Don't you see what I did? They want to have the bravado of doing some great, noble things, but they want other people to notice that they did it. They want to have the territory. So it's like the show and tell. Hey, look at me. Aren't I great? And like when they're around people that admire them, it works fine. Their parents, other people admire them, it works fine. But it's difficult for a Leo to get to, oh, how wonderful you are, if they're feeling at all threatened themselves. They normally, I mean, Leos can be very kind-hearted, but they still have this need to have the style. That's the leader. That's the noble. That's the queen or the king. And these are my subjects. They have this need to be involved with people. Of course, the more people you know who like you, the more you have to do to be part of their world. So you have to compromise some of yours. And so some of the self-importance of Leos has to be toned down, that they still have to go see their friends or have to go see other people, because if they don't, it'll diminish how good they look. So their pride can keep them out of trouble, it can get them into trouble, but the need to perform, but the performance is always having conditions. By the performance of Leo, to perform, you need people to applaud, to notice you. So to have people there to notice you, you have to have a stage, you have to have some commitments to have people to be able to notice and applaud to you. That takes work to get those people there. So for a Leo, if they think they're going to be a star of something, they could work to get out, make sure everybody's there so that everyone could notice them. But if they were playing in a lesser role, they weren't really happy about it, they wouldn't go very hard to let people know that they're doing that.